Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the campus of Volunteer State Community College for today's final doubleheader of the Lady Pioneers and Jackson State Lady Green Jays. It's the only game in the TCCAA. Game was originally scheduled for yesterday, but impending weather that actually did not come pushed the games to today, doubleheader beginning at noon. Looks like we have one umpire to start the game again. Had umpire issues on Wednesday as well. Had a delay in starting game one. This is Tim Reese on the VolState Sports Network. Thanks for joining me today. It's sophomore day. Beautiful weather today here in Middle Tennessee in Gallatin as the 11 sophomores will be honored here today. And when you have that kind of honor, you got to have the head honcho. Dr. Wendy Tossenson is here and dressed for the occasion. She's a fashionista, of course. I mean, there's no question. She's going to make sure to show out in her Pioneer blue and Pioneer red. I moved your chair actually to your spot. You moved sitting to my left, where you normally sit for baseball, in that top. If you liked, I mean, you got a much bigger window to look out of, but I brought it thinking you would sit over there in the corner. Officer Mike in undercover outfit has shown up inside the press box. I don't have a lineup yet for VolState. I do have one for the Jackson State Green Jays, and these are significant games to be played here today. VolState currently in first place and one half game above Chattanooga State. VolState with 3 losses, Chattanooga State with 4 losses, so VolState has to win both games to retain their position as the champion of conference play in the regular season. That'll give them the number 1 seed throughout the conference tournament coming up May 1st through the 5th at Columbia State. And if VolState happens to fall one game to Jackson State, that will give them 4 losses. And as I understand it, the tiebreaker will go to Chattanooga State, who won 2 games here against the Lady Pioneers earlier in the season. Let's get with it. We'll have sophomore recognition right before game 2. So we will have the stream for game 1. I'll stop the stream and then start the stream early for our sophomore day. So it looks like the ladies may be getting ready to take the field, and I'll have to handle the national anthem if we're going to do that. So I'll take a break, be right back on the VolState Sports Network. We are delayed here waiting for our base umpire just joining us. The umpires had the information that the game was going to start at 1 o'clock, and others had the information that the game would start at noon. Again, this is a doubleheader that was originally scheduled for yesterday. So it is sophomore day, and looks like the coaches will meet here, and maybe the base umpire has arrived and is getting dressed out in the parking lot. Woody Redfair and our lone arbiter meeting now with head coach Beth Barcroft for Jackson State and Christian Lynn for the Lady Pioneers. Let's get you the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. First for the visitors, the Lady Green Jays. Faith Holt is leading off, playing left field. Courtney Lynch in center field batting second. Ivy Knight will bat third and be behind the plate. Jocelyn Lee in the cleanup spot playing shortstop. Andrea Porterfield is the designated player batting fifth. Reagan Stewart at first base hits sixth. 7-hole hitter Madison Solis at third base. Aubrey Doris in right hitting eighth. Keely Williams batting ninth playing second base. And in the circle for Jackson State, Sid Parmenter. Jackson State comes in with a 17-27 overall record. They're 13-15 in the conference. That's good and solid for sixth place heading into the conference tournament next Friday. For the Lady Pioneers, Coach Christian Lynn in his third year, assisted by Alyssa Costley. She's the pitching coach. 45-13 overall record, 25-3 in conference, currently in first place. With 2 wins today, they will solidify the title, the regular season title. Leading off, playing center field, Abby Merle. Batting second is shortstop Mally Grizzle. Maddie Goad is at first base, hitting third. Maddie Shinton is in the cleanup spot, playing third base. Anaya Dawson in right field, batting fifth. Alyssa Dixon batting sixth, playing second base. KJ Irwin behind the plate, batting seventh. Kirsten Smith is the DP. She'll hit eighth. Caitlin Dillard batting ninth and playing left field. And in the circle, freshman Grayson Nealon out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. She is on for her 21st appearance of the year. It's her 15th start. She has a 12-3 record. Having a phenomenal year as umpires have arrived, so we should be about ready for our national anthem. So I'll have to take a break and be right back on the VolState Sports Network. Let's play ball. And we are set. We have the national anthem. And now it is time to play some ball. Doubleheader day today, sophomore day, here at the Nichols Softball Complex. The Lady Pioneers fist bumping the umpires. Ron Hinton has arrived. As I said, they were informed the games were supposed to start at 1. I think that was the start time for yesterday. And he got moved up an hour. This is Tim Reese on the VolState Sports Network as the Lady Pioneers take the field. Dr. Tossenson inside the press box, along with Athletic Director Bobby Hudson. Kyle Tossenson has emailed into the show. He's listening from Hannibal, Missouri, on his way to Ames, Iowa, and then heading even farther north to Minnesota, don't you know? Grayson Nealon getting her warm-up tosses. In to face the Lady Green Jays. Faith Holt, Courtney Lynch, and Ivy Knight. The first three for Jackson State, wearing black pants, white jerseys, white socks. Got our crowd mic going, people dragging chairs out underneath. If we start listening to specific conversations, I will turn that crowd mic down. Appreciate you all joining us in anticipation of today's sophomore day, and VolState needing 2 wins to nail down the title. That's the voice of longtime softball coach Johnny Lynn. He's the father of Christian Lynn. He's talking to Beth Barcroft, the third base coach and head coach for Jackson State. Nealon has the ball and delivers. First pitch swinging. Faith Holt. She fouls that one off, and we are underway. 12:18 Central Time. Game time temperature, 80 degrees. Next offering outside, ball and a strike. Getting underway here in softball. I'm a one-man band. I got to switch our 2 cameras to do our scoreboard on there. Talk about it as well. Pitch called a strike. Holt from Cedar Hill, Tennessee. It's just up the road. Went to Joe Burns High School. She's a 5'5" freshman, left-handed hitter. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Playing in her 44th game of the year. It's the 45th for Jackson State. She carries a .284 batting average. Tied with Jocelyn Lee in runs scored for the team. She's got 25 of those. 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 1 big fly. Reaches out, pokes a good pitch there from the tall right-hander. .6'1", Grayson Nealon from Greenwood High School. Gabriel and Courtney, her parents. Garrett and Noah, brothers. Paul and Granny in Crossville. Papaw and Mimi in Bowling Green. That's popped up in the infield. And over to try to get it was Alyssa Dixon. It was right in front of Mally Grizzle, but apparently Grizzle looking right up into the sun. And the first runner is on base. I would assume that is going to be ruled an error on Dixon. And it is. Looking on Game Changer. The unofficial official is now Courtney Lynch. Squares the button and fouls one straight back. We're on the campus of Volunteer State Community College on the eastern edge. The Nichols Softball Complex is where softball is played. The pitch catches the outside corner, and Nealon gets ahead 0-2. Lynch, 5'2", sophomore from Lewisburg, Tennessee, went to Marshall County High School. Comes in with a 260 average. She's also tied in runs scored with Holt and Lee. 11 doubles, that's second on the club. 2 triples, a home run, 21 RBIs, which is third. One-two pitch. Out to right field, Anaya Dawson comes in. She makes the catch for out number 1. Just getting started here in game 1 of 2. Final regular season games of the year. You want to join the show, you can send an email to treesports@gmail.com, just like one of the super fans, Kyle Tossenson, husband of our president, Dr. Wendy Tossenson. Ivy Knight, the catcher, looks at a called strike. Dr. T sat behind a lot of backstops in her day. Mary Logan, her daughter, her one and only and favorite daughter, was a hind catcher. Pulled foul that will get into the VolState bullpen. And Nealon ahead 0-2. I was a catcher in my day as well, and I don't think my mom was worrying so much about me. She had a younger daughter she had to deal with. 0-2 misses outside. Throw down to first, and they've got her picked, but a heads-up play there by Faith Holt. She swipes second. She didn't even try to go back to first base. She might have known that was coming. A ball and a strike give Holt a stolen bag. They don't do a lot of that. That's the 54th steal of the year for Jackson State. And we are frozen on our camera, swing and a miss. Knight is retired. I'll try to get that fixed. Two outs and a runner at second. Ball 1. There we go. Telling you, they're going to give me some engineering pay up here. Having to popped up in the infield, right side. Alyssa Dixon's going to get another opportunity. My scoreboard was not correct, but hopefully you could hear the action going on. Pop out for out number 3, and the error does not come back to bite. One runner was left aboard. I think all that information got out there. Let's recap the top of the first. Faith Holt reached on an error on a pop-up where Alyssa Dixon came over at the shortstop position. Mally Griswold apparently could not see it in the sun, and Dixon had a long way to go, but she probably short-armed that one, and that was ruled an error as Holt reached. Courtney Lynch flew out to shallow right field. Ivy Knight, while Ivy was at the plate, Faith Holt was picked off of first, but she ends up sliding under the tag at second for a stolen base. But a strikeout to Knight and a pop out to Jocelyn Lee ended the first. Jackson State and VolState played back on March 31st down in Jackson, and VolState pitchers did not allow a run in the doubleheader Lady Pioneers won 8-0 in game one and 13-0 in game two. For the Lady Pioneers, Caitlin Davis, a complete game, 5-inning, one-hitter shutout, struck out 4. And then in game two, Mia Harper got the start, went 2 innings, allowed 3 hits, no runs. Then Grayson Nealon, Cheris Nichols, and Courtney Denrider an inning apiece, did not allow a hit or a run. So Jackson State has gone 11 innings now and yet to score against VolState. Abby Merle, she's going to lay down a bunt. It will stay foul. Bunted it right at the plate. Not sure what kind of issues we're having with our equipment or with the system we're running, the OBS, but I should have rebooted. I might do that in between games if I have time. Abby Merle's one of the sophomores that will be honored later today. There's a Chick-fil-A at Gallatin. Foul ball off to the left over the screen. Merle, a transfer from Cleveland State, was injured last year, led their team in hitting a year or 2 years ago, 433 average. That pitch just a little bit too high right there, gets over everybody's head. Merle hitting .378, playing in her 54th game. It's the 59th game of the year. She was out for a few games after colliding with the outfield fence against Columbia State. Appears as though she's recovered. Down the count 1-2, and she swings, and ball apparently is fouled at the plate. Merle runs down to first, but the umpire is pointing to the dirt. I'm assuming he's saying foul ball. I didn't hear it. But Merle stepping back in the box. She's got 36 RBIs for VolState out of Unionville, Tennessee. Where's the number 77? And plays center field. Daughter of Danny and Tina. Swings and misses at a ball out of the strike zone. And she's down on strikes. Sid Parmenter in the circle for Jackson State. Parmenter started game two when the VolState won 13-0 as Mally Grizzle stands in. She swings at the first pitch. It's a pop-up over to Jocelyn Lee at shortstop. And quickly, 2 are out. Grizzle, a freshman from Liberty Creek High School. As she starts a string of 5 straight freshmen for VolState. This is Maddie Goad from Tullahoma, Tennessee. Tullahoma High School. She swings at the first pitch. That's out the right center, but looks like Courtney Lynch is going to get under it. And hitters number 2 and 3 swing at the first pitch and are retired. 1-2-3 inning for Sid Parmenter. And we are through 1, no score here at VolState. Take a break and be right back on the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese back on the VolState Sports Network. Top of the second we go. Five, 6, and 7 due up for, yes, 5, 6, and 7. Left-handed hitter Andrea Porterfield, the DP. Nealon throws a changeup and swung over the top. Does Porterfield for strike one. Andrea from Valonia, Arkansas, 5'2" freshman. I don't know where Valonia, Arkansas is located. Need a research analyst. Maybe somebody from Andrea's family out there wants to email treesports@gmail.com. There's a called strike. Porterfield hitting .296, playing only her 21st game. And a strike called on a pitch that winks at the outside corner. And that's a second strikeout of the game for Nealon. Reagan Stewart steps to the plate, the first baseman. She wears the number 99 from Waverly, Tennessee, Waverly Central. She's a 5'6" freshman. Nealon pours one in, but a little bit low. Hitting .280, playing in game number 38. 28 hits, including 8 doubles, 4 home runs. That leads the club. Second in RBIs for the Green Jays. She has 22 of those. Nealon, in 78-plus innings of work, has only allowed 55 hits. Walked 17, struck out 70. She has a 2.59 ERA. Catches the inside corner and count goes to 2-1. That would have jammed Stewart for sure if she had taken a hack at that, unless she was way out in front of it and probably couldn't have kept it between the lines. 2-1 pitch. It's right down center of the plate, but a little bit high and a swing and a miss. Nealon is third in the conference in wins with 12. VolState pitching 2.59 ERA, which is right at what Nealon's is, second in the conference. Caitlin Davis is fourth in the conference in ERA. Mia Harper is fifth, 188 and 192 respectively. VolState also boasts the number one pitcher in the country. Full count ministries, full count. Swing and a miss. And another strikeout. Courtney Denrider leads the entire country in strikeouts per 7 innings, which is basically strikeouts per game. 11.72 strikeouts every 7 innings she tosses. And that's a little over 1 strikeout per game more than the second place pitcher. We probably see her sometime today. Courtney Denrider from Wisconsin. This is Madison Solis. She's from Alamo, Tennessee. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 5'3" freshman, Crockett County High School. Solis playing in game number 42, hitting .256. She's got 3 doubles, 11 RBIs. She is the third baseman. The 0-2 pitch, nobody on, 2 outs. Misses outside. Caitlin Dillard's in left, Abby Merrill in center, Anaya Dawson in right, Maddie Shinton at third, Mally Grizzle at short, Alyssa Dixon's at second base. The first baseman is Maddie Goad. Behind the plate, sophomore transfer K.J. Irwin, catching Grayson Nealon. Solis just gets a piece of that one. Comes back to the net. Lots of clouds in the sky, but enough blue sky to have the sun shine at times. Dealing rocks and fires. Popped up. That's as playable in the infield. Matty Goad calls off Dixon. Dixon goes over to cover first just in case, but no need. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Grayson Nealon. And the Lady Pioneers will come to the plate. No score in the game. We'll be right back on the VolState Sports Network. Bottom of the second we go. Lady Pioneers sending Maddie Shinton and Nia Dawson and Alyssa Dixon to the plate. Facing Sid Parmenter, more formally known as Sydney Parmenter. Maddie Shinton, one of the top hitters in the conference, steps to the plate. Freshman from Greenbrier, Tennessee, Greenbrier High School. Second in the conference in home runs. She smashes that one. Line drive that gets into the VolState bullpen. Shinton, 5'3" freshman, daughter of Jeremy and Ashley Shinton. Granddaughter of Nene in Greenbrier. She is wrong button. Lets the changeup go by. Hitting .459, that's second in the conference. She is also ranked in the top 10 in the country in hits, home runs, and I believe total bases. 1-1 pitch is high. 79 hits, that's second in the conference. 17 doubles, that's also second in the conference. Second in the conference in home runs as well with 20. Fouled off. 2-2 count showing up on the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. On deck, Nia Dawson. And a Full Count Ministries full count. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have the Full Count Ministries verse of the game, using some of the ministry's cameras here for the broadcast. Full count pitch and a full count first pitch foul ball. Pitch it probably would have been ball 4. She has more walks than she does strikeouts. That's a great stat to look at, especially for a power hitter. 160 total bases. She also has a couple of triples. That's foul ball down the third base line. She is getting around on Sid Parmenter's offerings. Faith Holt is the left fielder that dug that ball out of the corner. Courtney Lynch is in center. Aubrey Doris in right. Madison Solis at third. Jocelyn Lee at short. Keely Williams is the second baseman. The first baseman is Reagan Stewart. And behind the plate, Ivy Knight catching Sid Parmenter. Another full count pitch. And that hits Maddie Shinton. So instead of a walk, She draws the bruise. That's Sid Parmenter's 10th hit batter of the year. Wes Buckner out to bring some new balls to our home plate umpire. Wes Buckner is going to be honored. He's one of the managers. He does it all for VolState Lady Pioneers. Does field maintenance, or game changer, scoreboard at times. Told me he does not do laundry, though. Nia Dawson, freshman from Donaldson Christian Academy, stands in. She's from Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Everything's good in Goodlettsville. Especially this young lady. She can stroke it, hitting .394, second on a team in home runs, third on a team in home runs with 11. She is leading the country in triples in Division I softball. Takes a called strike. She has 10 three-baggers. I say she's leading. She's tied for second. She's leading the conference in triples. Fifth in walk. She's got a good eye, 22. Base on ball. She swings at a pitch possibly out of the zone there just in time. Right after I say she's got a good eye. It was a changeup from Parmenter and probably looked like a beach ball coming up there to Dawson. 70 hits, 61 hits. Keep looking at Maddie Goad's line right below Nia Dawson. Old eyes. 2-2 pitch is outside. And we'll have another full count Ministries full count. Shinton doubting she's on the move with nobody out. Dawson's in scoring position at the plate. Alyssa Dixon is on deck. Lifted out to left field. Faith Holt back and under it makes the catch for out number one. VolState looking for their first hit of the ball game. They've been hit once. It's Maddie Shinton down at first base. Alyssa Dixon, one of the top hitters for VolState, one of 4 starters who are hitting above 400. She's hitting .403. Leads the club in runs scored, 61. 73 hits is second on the team. Started slow, but has really come on in the latter half of the season. Looks at ball one. Dixon from Hazard, Kentucky, Perry County Central High School. She's also a freshman. KJ Irwin, sophomore transfer, is on deck. 1-0 pitch. This is high. Alyssa's parents are here today, down from Hazard, Kentucky. Mark and Tracy sitting out under the pavilion that's going to turn into a batting cage. Works nicely right now for a covered porch out there, as several folks have brought chairs. There might be somebody out there listening on the broadcast. They can't see the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard, but if they're paying attention, they can count runs, and there have been none so far in the 3-0 pitch called a strike as it winks at the outside corner. Bit of a delay on the broadcast. So if somebody's out there listening, give a wave to the press box. Maybe I'll see it after a couple pitches. 3-1, and the bunt's laid down. It will roll foul. Full count Ministries, full count. Lots of folks have shown up here on a Sunday for sophomore day. It is the final regular season games of the year. Tournament starts next Friday. The Lady Pioneers will not play until Saturday. That's another Chick-fil-A of Gallatin foul ball located down Nashville Pike as you head into Gallatin. Thanks to the owners, Mary and Greg Garrettson, for their support of VolState Athletics. Paul and Granny in Hazard, Kentucky. Papa and Nana in Floyd County. We get another Chick-fil-A of Gallatin foul ball. Dixon has been in the leadoff spot or in this 6th position in the batting order primarily. Her and Abby Merle swap on occasion. Another full count pitch. That's drilled to deep right field. That may leave the yard, and it will. Alyssa Dixon has just given VolState the 2-0 lead. Dixon picks up her third home run of the year, as everybody wants to say congratulations. In the Framework Athletics, first runs of the game driven in by Dixon. Hit batter, a fly out, and a big fly. And VolState up 2-0, and Jackson State wants to talk about it. It's the 56th home run of the year for the Lady Pioneers. That's good for third in the conference. KJ Irwin steps to the plate. Parmenter delivers off the end of the bat. That's an easy catch for Madison Solis at third base. Now 2 out. First hit of the game, a big fly by Alyssa Dixon. Fifth home run given up on the year for Parmenter as Kirsten Smith, the DP, looks at ball one. Sophomore from Louisville Ballard High School. Kirsten hit her first home run of the year on Wednesday. It's her first career home run. Called strike on the inside corner. Hitting .326, 9 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, 17 RBIs. Kirsten hitting with 2 out, nobody on, 2 in. On deck, sophomore Caitlin Dillard. Kirsten's 5'6", daughter of Greg and Kathleen Smith. Sister to Shelby. Grandma's in Louisville. Another grandma in Corden, Indiana. That's off the handle, and it's handled by Parmenter for out number 3 as Kirsten Smith got sawed off. VolState gets on the board. 2-run home run by Alyssa Dixon on only 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We're through 2, scheduled for 7. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for Jackson State here in the top of the 3rd inning. Woody Red Farron, our home plate umpire. Ron Hinton, our base umpire. And we're waiting on him. He might have had to go get one of those Bobby Hudson hot dogs. He might have been hungry. He was supposed to, he thought he had till 1 o'clock. He hustled to get here, so he might have needed to take care of some bodily business here. Couldn't wait any longer. And, you know, sometimes you got to take care of business. Aubrey Doris, Keely Williams, and Faith Holt due up. Face Grayson Nealon, who's gone 2 innings. She retired the last 6 after giving up error on a pop-up. Here he comes. He's hustling back. It's okay. I got some music here, in-game music. Not on our broadcast. We don't want to get kicked off of Facebook. We're not on Facebook. We're on YouTube. That's what we're on. And now we're ready to go. Grayson Nealon rocks and delivers. Misses outside for ball one. Aubrey Doris, a 5'2 freshman from Jackson, Tennessee, attended Southside High School. Maddie Shinton at third is drawn way in. Goad is inside the base as well, down at first base. Caitlin Dillard out in the left field is playing shallow, as are Abby Merle. Dawson in right, about regular depth, maybe a step or two in. That ball's fouled off the screen. Out goes 2 balls and a strike. Doris playing in her 31st game of the year, hitting .220. She's got 13 hits. They're all singles. She's rocking that pink bat at the plate in the left-handed batter's box. Tries to poke one over Shinton's head at third, but it gets to the top of and then over the screen to the left. If anybody's walking by over to the concession stand to get one of those hot dogs, then might have got conked on the head. 2-ball, 2-strike pitch from Nealon. Change up. It's a slowly hit ball to Dixon, who throws to Goad for out number 1. She had to slow her bat down and use her speed, but Dixon was playing in and charged. Was able to get her throw to Goad in time. Keely Williams, the second baseman, steps to the plate. 5-foot freshman. Brewston, Tennessee. She looks at a pitch outside. Might be the smallest player I've seen listed on a roster at 5 foot. If she's 4'11", they're not going to put that on that roster. I stretched my height all my life. Problem is, right now, I'm too short for my weight. It's fouled out of play. It's what a retirement will do to you. On deck, the leadoff batter, Faith Holt, as KJ Irwin wants to go have a chat. Woody Redfarron, he's taking notes. The plate umpire says, I've got to document that. Okay, that is noteworthy there. Woody doesn't know shorthand, though. He's just now putting his notepad back. Just kidding. I don't know if he knows shorthand or not. Outfield back at regular depth for Williams. 2 balls and a strike. Got started a little bit late, 12:18. There was some confusion on the actual start time for the game. Everybody but the umpires were ready to go at noon. Can't start without umpires. Keely Williams swings over the great changeup by Nealon. That's Nealon. 6'1" freshman from Bowling Green, Kentucky. 2-2 pitch. Grounded right back to Nealon. She stabs it backhand, and she'll make a nice, easy overhand throw to Maddie Goad. We're out number 2. A couple of ground balls. First 2 ground balls of the game. She's got 3 strikeouts through the first 9 batters and 3 flyouts. Faith Holt hit a pop-up to shortstop. Swings at the first pitch, fouls that one out of play. Must have been right in the sun. Mally Grizzle couldn't see it. Alyssa Dixon came over from her second base position. Tried to make the running catch, but it glanced off of her glove. It was ruled an error by Wes Buckner, second-year manager. handling Game Changer. You can go on Game Changer and see the scoring. I've got the free version, so I don't get the box score and the play-by-play. Hopefully, if you want play-by-play, you got it right here and you haven't turned the volume down. But that is your choice. You can watch the video, and if you don't like the broadcaster, and I'll just tell you, I don't really like him from time to time, I turn him down. 2-1 pitch. Lifted out the left field. Dillard's going back. She's still going back. Turns and makes the catch in front of the High Point Health Sumner sign for out number 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Grayson Nealon. We are headed to the bottom of the third. VolState leads 2-0. Heading to the bottom of the third, VolState leads 2-0. 9-1-2 due up for the Lady Pioneers, ranked 20th in the country. Caitlin Dillard, super sophomore. Actually, she's just a 2-year sophomore. VolState has one super sophomore. That's Caitlin Davis, right-handed pitcher out of Coffee County. Caitlin Dillard, also a Greenbrier Bobcat. Her and Maddie Shinton were teammates a couple of years ago. Dillard has quite the following. Lays a bunt down, but it's foul. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. They call her Dill. 5'2". Majoring in health science, the daughter of Scott and Carrie Dillard. Sister to Bentley. She's got a granddad and a granny in Springfield. Granddaddy and Granby. From Springfield are right here. Maybe both sets. A 2-hopper to third, and they're not going to get Dillard. She beats that 2-hopper out as Solace didn't have enough time. That was a slowly hit ground ball, and that's an infield single for Caitlin Dillard. She gets on for Abby Merle. Struck out in her first at-bat. Dillard came in hitting .407. So she's in that 400 category as Merle squares up to bunt, but pulls it back. Dillard tied for 10th in stolen bases. She might be on the move right here. VolState leads the conference by a lot in stolen bases. She is not off, and the pitch is called a strike. They boast the number 1 and the number 2 base stealers in the conference. Alyssa Dixon with 58. She actually is first in the country in that category. Abby Merle's third in the country with 49. So we want to get her on the sack. Fouled out of play. It's a Chick-fil-A at Gallatin. Foul ball. No Chick-fil-A today, though. If you want Chick-fil-A today, you better have gone yesterday. And put it in the refrigerator. And warmed it up, unless it's a salad. Don't warm up a salad. 1-2. That's out to left field. It's dropping in front of Holt. Back-to-back hits. And the Lady Pioneers got something cooking now. Not hard hit, but well placed. Now 3 hits for the Lady Pioneers. It brings up Mally Grizzle. 5'4" freshman. She hits one deep to left field. Holt underneath it, and Dillard left a little early, had to go back and tag. And both runners will have to stay put. Grizzle nearly had one out of here as she swung at the first pitch again. She's 0 for 2, first out of the inning. Now Maddie Goad steps to the plate. She also likes swinging at the first pitch. I don't think they want me to talk about their background. I got to memorize it. Called strike at the knees on the inside corner to Goad. 5'8" freshman. Daughter of Daniel and Christina Goad, sister to Easton. Nannies in Huntsville, Willie and Grandma. I know Grandma listens in regularly. They're down in Tullahoma, ground ball foul. Right in front of third base coach Christian Lynn. And Parmenter is up on the count 0-2. Dillard at second, Merle at first. Get a ball in a gap. Both of them should score. And Goad gets a lot of balls in the gap. She's hitting .380. She has 133 total bases. Leads the team in RBIs with 67. That's second in the conference. Tied for 14th in the country. That's fisted. Dillard's going to get doubled up at second base. She thought there was 2 outs, and there are 3 outs now. She was thinking there was another out somewhere, and she left. Infield fly rule was called. But the catch is made. I believe that catch is made by, let me see. I don't remember. I was looking at Dillard, wondering why she was going. That's the third baseman who makes that catch. VolState does not score. They get their first 2 on base. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner was left aboard. We're through 3, scheduled for 7, 2-0. VolState leads. Go to the top of the 4th. Grayson Nealon still in the ballgame for the Lady Pioneers. She'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Jackson State lineup. VolState scored 2 in the bottom of the second. No other scoring. Courtney Lynch flew out to right field. Her first at-bat. Stands in on the right-hand batter's box. Nealon delivers. Just a tad outside. That's going to catch the plate. Got an email. Willie and Diana Young watching from Tullahoma. That's Willie and Grandma, grandparents of Maddie Goad, first baseman, that I just talked about. Appreciate you all listening in down there in Tullahoma. All right, you told me that's Coffee County. I mistakenly said it was in Murray County. Murray County's Columbia. Guess they still have meal day down in Columbia. What do they have in Tullahoma? Their new baseball team's going to be called the Test Pilots. 1-2 pitch, misses outside. Is Arnold Engineering down there in Tullahoma? Is that right? AE. I know they have a credit union. 2-2 pitch coming to Lynch. Drilled foul. Heads up in the bullpen. It hits off the face of the VolState bullpen. Mia Harper looks like she's getting ready. She's short tossing. They won't let you pitch from that close, Mia. You're going to have to back up. She's about 5 feet away from whoever's catching her down in that VolState bullpen. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nealon throws a little spinner. Shitting on 2 hops. Throws to Goad for out number 1. Nobody on. That'll bring up Ivy Knight, the catcher. She struck out in her first plate appearance. Knight from Henderson, Tennessee, Chester County High School, 5'7" sophomore. One of 6 sophomores for the Green Jays. Beth Barcroft in her 3rd year as the head coach. Former player for Jackson State. She's got a couple of former players as assistant coaches with her, Gracie Osley and Riley Bearden. That's lifted out to left field. Back goes Dillard. She's still looking, and it will hit at the base of the fence. Merrill backing her up, throws to second. It gets by Dixon, but Goad is in a good position, and there's a 1-out double for Ivy Knight. Knight came in hitting .323, and that's her team-leading 16th double of the year. Nearly left the yard. And the tying run is at the plate. That's the first hit of the ball game off of Grayson Nealon. Split grip by the shortstop, Jocelyn Lee, at the plate. Nealon throws one right down Broadway. It's taken for a strike. Lee, 5'4" sophomore from Paris, Tennessee. That's Henry County. 0-1 pitch is high. Nice stab there by Kylie or KJ Irwin. I wasn't born in Tennessee, but I got that bumper sticker that said I got here as quick as I could. My first job out of college was a county auditor, so I'm kind of partial to counties for some reason. There's a called strike. I grew up in Ohio, and we took Ohio history. About the only thing I remember from there is there's 88 counties in Ohio. I learned there are 95 here in Tennessee. Ground ball through the hole on the left side. Dillard will get it back in quickly, and Knight will stay at third. Runners now at the corners. Still only 1 out. Back-to-back hits for the Jackson State Lady Green Jays. Jocelyn Lee is now 1 for 2. Left-handed hitting DP, Andrea Porterfield stands in. You don't anticipate too many ground ball double plays in ladies college softball, called strike outside. So Nealon probably going to try to bear down, see if she can strike out Porterfield. Came in with 70, has now 73 in her 81 innings. So nearly a strikeout an inning, and right now would be when you'd want to dial one up. Porterfield hits from the left side of the plate. The Arkansan. I don't hear that term very often. I assume it's right. If you say it with enough conviction. KJ Irwin has that ball in the dirt, makes the stop, and Lee reads the dirt ball and heads down to second. So a wild pitch puts Lee at second base. That ball got the plate a little bit dirty, so Woody Redfarron is fastidious about his plate. Wipes that one off. Count 2 balls and a strike. Called strike. Porterfield looked at a called strike leading off the second. The problem was that was the third strike. She was the second strikeout victim for Nealon. Looking for another one right here. Doesn't get it on that pitch. That's fouled out of the way. Porterfield using the red, white, and blue aluminum bat. Chokes up. She's got some pink and blue batting gloves. Just in case some of you aren't actually watching, you're just listening, and some of you just need to know that kind of information. That's well hit at the center field. Merle's back, right at the fence. She can't haul it in. That's going to score 2 and tie this game up. Nice throw there by Merle to third base. Jackson State has just scored their first runs against VolState in the third game that they've played. That's RBIs for Porterfield, 6 and 7 on the year. It's her third double. I said she's only playing in her 21st game of the year. I'm not sure if she was injured earlier or not, but playing in about half of the Jackson State games. VolState won 8-0 and 13-0 at the end of March down at Jackson. And since they are West combatants, there are 6 teams in the Western Division of the TCCAA. Each of those 6 teams play each other a home and home doubleheader. This is the final day of the regular season in the conference. Swing and a miss by Reagan Stewart. So after a ground out by Courtney Lynch, Ivy Knight doubled to left center field. Jocelyn Lee singled to left as Coach Barcroft wants to have a conversation with Stewart. And then after a wild pitch, moved Lee to second. Andrea Porterfield just about left the yard here at the right center field fence. Merle, I'm sure, was cognizant of that fence, having slammed into it and injured herself several weeks ago. Maybe a little tentative, as anybody would, going to that fence. Had to go off of her glove. Dropped in for a double. Nealon's 0-2 misses wide. And if you want to join the show, send an email to treesports@gmail.com. I don't solicit you. I won't put you on a distribution list that asks you to sign up for free siding or anything like that. Swing and a miss, and there's that strikeout that Grayson Nealon was looking for in the last batter. She gets it where Reagan Stewart retired second straight time on strikes. And now 2 outs brings up third baseman Madison Salas. She popped out to Maddie Goad to end the second. 2-2 is the score. The top of the fourth. Swing and a miss on a fastball as Nealon stepped on one there. Crockett County, Alamo, Tennessee, 5'3" freshman. Lifting out to Anaya Dawson in right field. She makes a couple steps either way and makes the catch for out number 3. Jackson State ties it up on a 2-run double by Andrea Porterfield. That will take us to the bottom of the fourth, all tied up. 4, 5, and 6 due up for VolState. Here in the bottom of the fourth, we're tied up 2-2. Maddie Shinton, Anaya Dawson, and Alyssa Dixon. Typically means some runs for the Lady Pioneers, and you mentioned those names. Sid Parmenter still in the circle. No wind here at the Nichols Softball Complex. None to speak of. But Shinton is in scoring position when she stands in the batter's box. 20 big flies for the season. Pop this one up in right field. It's playable, and that's going to drop right on the line. The base umpire standing about 10, 15 feet away from it. He's looking inside the infield. Woody Redfair, the home plate umpire, is apparently watching fair or foul, and it landed right on the fair line. So that's a bloop single for Maddie Shinton. Second baseman Keely Williams apparently lost it in the sun. And Dawson takes a pitch up. So Shinton's been hit, and now she's gotten a hit. Dawson flew out to left field, her only plate appearance. Pitch catches the corner on the knees. Maddie Shinton since 2018 joins a very short list of VolState players who have hit 20 or more home runs. A little bit of research I like to do from time to time, and she has tied Grace Gregory, who hit 20 in 2023, as times called. Right fielder Aubrey Doris getting maybe some sunglasses out there or a visor. So Grace Gregory actually hit 20 home runs in both 2022 and 2023. Two-year player, former Good Pasture Christian Cougar. Killian Roberts and Addie Lang. Lang hit 21 in 21. That ball's hit out to left field. Back goes Holt, and she gets under it and makes the catch. That's 2 flyouts to left field for Dawson, the freshman from DCA. That's now 1 out. So Killian Roberts hit her 21 home runs in 2023. Last 2 years, the leaders were Amaya Collier hit 19 and Bailey Osbrooks in 2024. If you weren't around for last year with Amaya Collier, might have been the best player I've seen in a VolState uniform. I guess this is year number 4 that I've been broadcasting for the Lady Pioneers. And she missed an entire 4 weeks of softball and still hit 19 home runs. And still had 95 RBIs. She was unbelievable. From Russellville, Kentucky, I believe. She had started at University of Central Arkansas, was supposed, I think, to go up and play at Bellarmine, but she's not at Bellarmine right now. Might have some academic issues. 1-1 pitch. Squaring around the bunt is Dixon. She fouls it off. She hit a 2-run home run to give VolState the lead in the second. It was her 3rd of the year. Now she's trying to get on via a bunt. That's lifted out to center field, but Courtney Lynch gets underneath that. She's going to throw all the way back to first, show off the hose. But Shinton gets back in time. Now 2 outs. VolState stranded 1 runner, but there was a base running miscue. Last inning, VolState put the first 2 batters on base on singles as KJ Irwin stands in. She likes to swing at the first pitch. Doesn't get an opportunity there. Would have needed a telephone pole to hit that one. She popped out to Solace at 3rd in the second inning. So Maddie Shinton's got a chance to get a home run at least. I don't know if it's a record, but it would be in the last, what's that, 7 years. Did not play in, or shortened year in 2020. Inside pitch called a strike due to COVID. Can't remember now how many games. They might have played 20 games before the world shut down the second week of March. Then played a limited schedule, I believe, in 21. Popped up, shallow center field. Who's got it? Center fielder Courtney Lynch comes in and makes the catch. VolState, again, can do nothing with a leadoff single. 3 flyouts to the outfield. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. We are in for a dogfight. 4 innings into a 7-inning contest. It's 2-2. Top of the 5th we go. Grayson Nealon still in the circle. She'll face Aubrey Doris, Keely Williams, Faith Holt, who are scheduled here in the top of the 5th. Little breeze picking up, blowing toward left field now. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Got a couple Aubreys on the team. She spells her name Aubree, or her parents did. She had nothing to say about it. Reach out and poke, foul ball. Jackson State, 13-15 conference record. Solidly in 6th place as the tournament will begin next Friday, and they will play in the play-in game. Have to look at, pretty sure I know how the softball does their play-in game. 1-1 is at the knees for a called strike, taken by Doris, who, with 2 strikes in her first at-bat, started walking up on the pitcher as the pitch came in, and the changeup she had to wait for, and she just got the bat on it, kind of like she was playing Pepper, grounded out to second. There's a little Pepper shot over to Shinton. She throws to her first baseman, Maddie Goad, for out number 1. Couple of ground outs to each side of the field for Doris. She's over 2. Keely Williams, second baseman, steps to the plate. Again, no other games being played in the TCCAA. First pitch swinging, fly ball out the left field. Caitlin Dillard makes the catch for out number 2. Williams grounded out back to Nealon in her first plate appearance. Now back to the top of the lineup. Faith Holt, who's 0 for 2. Up in Robertson County, went to Joe Burns High School. Just a hair low from Nealon. Holt 5 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 15 RBIs. That is lined right to Anaya Dawson, who charges and makes the catch. Hard hit ball there by Holt, but Anaya Dawson, a very athletic outfielder, comes in and makes the catch for a 1-2-3 inning for Grayson Nealon. Time for the Lady Pioneers to get the sticks. It's a 7th inning stretch. We do it early here in softball. We do it in the 5th. Why? Because we can. We'll be right back on the VolState Sports Network. We're in Gallatin, Tennessee. We're on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. It's growing and it's being remodeled. It's being added to. All kinds of stuff happening up here at Volunteer State Community College. We have an aggressive, progressive, higher up staff now. Not sure what we used to have, but got it going on now. Dr. Wendy Tossenson and her folks that she's added in, getting it done here on the campus. Not just in athletics, all around. There's some building going on. That ball's hit by Kirsten Smith right at left fielder Faith Holt. So Faith just lined out to Anaya Dawson, and she returns the favor by making a catch on a well-hit ball by Kirsten Smith, who's now 0 for 2. Caitlin Dillard reached on an infield single. Leading off the 3rd, steps to the plate. High Point Health Sumner with Ascension St. Thomas is the healthcare provider for VolState. That's a bunt right in front of the plate, and I'm not sure if the bat hit the ball. I was screened by the catcher there, but it's a bunt single for Dillard. Home plate umpire had the safe call right away, as though the bat did not hit the ball. And Abby Merle steps to the plate. So the go-ahead run is on at first. Merle 1 for 2. She's going to try to lay down a bunt, fouls it off. Was out all last year with an injury at Cleveland State. Transferred this year to the Lady Pioneers. Runner's gone, and the throw is not handled. It lands on top of her helmet. That's a stolen base for Caitlin Dillard. And the plate got messed up. Dillard picks up her 19th steal of the year. First stolen base of the game for the leader in the conference. There's a bunt. There's no chance. Eat it. Merle's going to go to second. She's going to slide in. Here comes the throw. And a tag not in time. Dillard scores on the throw down to second base. And guess where Merle ends up? She ends up over at third base. And VolState has taken the lead. So give Merle a single. I don't know that you could give her a double, although I don't know that she stopped. Dillard comes home on the throw to second. You know, you could give her a double. I don't know what Wes did. Let's see if he's still contemplating that on Game Changer. That would be one of those perplexing. Is it a bunt? No. He put down a sacrifice bunt. He's not even. Come on back with a single on Game Changer for me. He laid down the sack, or he says a sack bunt, but that's not accurate. We'll get that changed later on when I have a conversation with head coach Christian Lynn. Mally Grizzle takes ball one high and inside. So 2 bunt singles and running the bases caused chaos for Jackson State, and VolState goes up 3-2. Beth Barcroft had to go out and have a conversation with her infield. Great move on her part to settle them down. Ground ball gloved by the third baseman. Sala's throw to the plate, though, is wide. She was not expecting Merle to come home in any thought at all. She thought she had gotten that one quickly enough. Give an RBI to Grizzle on a fielder's choice. She will not get credited for a single, but she does get an RBI. And VolState leads 4-2. Still only 1 out as Maddie Goad comes to the plate. A big fly right now would do a lot of damage. Goad is due. She's 0 for 2. That's well hit out to left center field, but on the run, Courtney Lynch hauls that one in. Scrambling back to first base is Grizzle, and Goad finally got one where she could extend her arms, but did not get that into the gap far enough. She lines out to the center fielder for out number 2. That brings up Maddie Shinton. 1 for 1, been hit by a pitch and scored and dumped a single down the right field line. And she smokes one out into the high grass. That's a Chick-fil-A at Gallatin foul ball. In Shinton with 20 home runs. One of 4 players. It's happened now 5 times since 2018, as far back as I can see on a computer for the statistics. One of these days I'm going to have to get with athletic director Bobby Hudson, find out where all of the old stats are, baseball, softball, basketball, and I'll just have a big old time. Popped up in the infield. Jocelyn Lee behind third base position hauls that one in for the final out. But VolState runs themselves into 2 runs. No errors. Not on my score sheet. 2 hits. 1 runner was left on as VolState scores 2 and goes up 4-2 as we will head to the top of the 6th. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Two innings left in regulation here in game 1 of the doubleheader. VolState just scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Lead 4-2 over the Jackson State Green Jays. Courtney Lynch, Ivy Knight, Jocelyn Lee to face Grayson Nealon here in the top of the 6th. Lynch 0 for 2. Number Two batter in the lineup, called strike at the letters on the inside corner. Beth Barcroft just getting out to her third base coaching position. Jadalyn Snyder is at first base. No changes in defense for VolState. Original 9 been out on the field for both teams. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Nealon did not allow a hit until the fourth, and she allowed 3 straight. A double by Knight, single by Lee, and another double by Porterfield, and that tied the game in the fourth. VolState scored 2 in the bottom of the fifth. VolState needs both victories today to retain the number 1 spot in the conference. It's foul off the Lady Pioneer dugout. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. We do not have the ability for you to chat on our YouTube channel, but if you want to let me know who you are, where you're watching from, who you're rooting for, send me an email to treesports@gmail.com. It's not a school email address. It's just one I use for broadcasts. Sometimes I get some research done. Full Count Ministries, Full Count. And that's a foul ball over the stands to the left of the press box. Maddie Goads' grandma is going to keep looking to see. Calls you grandma. Ms. Douglas says Arnold Engineering Development Center. That's what the DC was. I knew it was AEDC. That's what the credit union. Swing and a miss. And another strikeout for Grayson Nealon. We're out number 1 here in the 6th. That's 5 punch outs for Nealon. Arnold Air Force Base. Located down there. Strike called as Ivy Knight, the 3-hole hitter, is hugging the plate. Rutledge Falls, Machine Gun Falls, in between Manchester, Winchester, Shelbyville, and Lynchburg. That's fouled right back here. But there's netting. I'm not scared anyway. Thank you for our research analyst today, Diane Douglas. Appreciate you supporting the broadcast, giving us the intel. 0-2 pitch. That's bowled up there in the dirt. All natural surface here. That brown stuff is dirt. Green stuff is grass. It's got to be cut. It's got to be drugged. It's got to be watered. It's got to be covered. Covered it on, I want to say that was Friday night, anticipating some rain yesterday. That if it came, it wasn't much. And it's been dry around here in Middle Tennessee. 1-2 pitch, clobber down the left field, but it will go foul into the corner. Dillard will pull it out of there. Count remains 1-2. 1 out, nobody on. Jackson State trying to play spoiler today. They even with 2 victories could not improve in the standings. Solidly in 6th place. One, 2 misses wide. Roan State and Dyersburg State were tied. Dyersburg won a couple of games yesterday. Now we have a full count. Ministries full count. Dyersburg a 9-3 and a 13-0 winners over Southwest Tennessee yesterday to move ahead of Roan State, with whom they were tied. So they now are in fourth place. Another foul into the weeds. On a full count, first pitch foul ball. Chattanooga State waiting to see what's happening here. There might be some folks watching from over in that part of the state. Another foul ball. Ivy Knight stays alive. She doubled, started that hit parade. That was in the fourth inning. Another full count pitch. And Knight draws the first walk of the game by Grayson Nealon. Two runs, 3 hits for Jackson State. Jocelyn Lee has one of those 3. She's the cleanup hitter for the Green Jays. Fastball winks at the outside corner. Called strike. Got a microphone that's hanging just below the press box, and there are some seats there for VIPs. I've told them that I have a microphone there. I put it is 1 ball, 1 strike on Lee. That's lined into left field. That's down for a base hit. 2 aboard with 1 out. Lee is now 2 for 3. A couple of knocks into left field. And the infield's going to come in and have a chat for Andrea Porterfield, who hit one out to right center field, right at the base of the fence. Drove in the only 2 runs of the game. She's got another opportunity with runners in scoring position now. Porterfield picked up her 3rd double of the year. RBI 6 and 7. She's the DP for Jackson State. Nealon Roxon delivers. It's down low. Change-up swung on and missed. Got a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. Bria Martin. Looking to pinch hit for Reagan Stewart, the first baseman. Would expect Bria Martin to start game 2 in the circle for Jackson State. 2-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner. Dots it. Does Nealon. Runners at first and second, one out. Lifted out to left center field. That's going to get down under the dive of Dillard. One run will score. The throw from Merle to third is not in time. And Jackson State is within one. Another double for Porterfield. Where has she been all year? Looks like that will end the afternoon for Grayson Nealon. We'll have a call to the bullpen. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we return on the VolState Sports Network. Mia Harper out of the bullpen for the Lady Pioneers. The tall Texan, 6-foot sophomore, transfer from Bossier Parish Community College, general studies major, the daughter of Trey and Jamie Moore, sister to Braden, Tate, and Ashton. Poppy and Nene from Lufkin, Texas, and Paul and Nana are here. That's the Dillards that are up from Lufkin for sophomore day. Mia Harper to face a pinch hitter. Bria Martin is on to pinch hit for Reagan Stewart. One out, runners at second and third, 4-3, and the first pitch gets by Irwin, but not far enough for Jocelyn Lee to try to score. I'm sure Harper is amped up here, not only sophomore day, but VolState needs to win this game to retain first place. They need to win 2 games. Martin now with a 2-ball, no strike count. She's 5'7" sophomore from Union City, Tennessee. Attended Obion County Central High School. Has a 260 batting average, 6 doubles, 14 RBIs. Looks at a called strike. Harper is on for her 20th appearance of the year. It's her 5th in relief. A 1.92 ERA, 62 innings. Only allowed 51 hits. That one just slides outside. She's got a 1.92 ERA. That is good enough for 5th best in the conference. She has 10 wins. Right now it's not a win situation for her. On the inside corner, Martin will have to turn around and face a full count, Ministries full count, with Madison Salas on deck. Lee at third, Porterfield at second. She's delivered her second run-scoring double of the day. She's 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Harper gets a ground ball over her head. That's going to tie the game. Martin just got over the 6-foot right-hander. And we are all tied up. So now it is a win or lose situation for Harper. Go-ahead run is 60 feet away. Martin gets the RBI ground out. Porterfield is at third. Salas 0 for 2 stands in. Ground ball to second. This should end the inning. Dixon over to Goad, and that will end the sixth. Lady Green Jays scored 2 and tied up 2 runs on 2 hits. The 1-out walk came in to score. No errors, 1 runner left on board, headed to the bottom of the 6th. VolState coming to the plate. Got some changes for the Jackson State Green Jays, Lady Green Jays out in the field. Get you those here shortly. Nia Dawson will lead off against the new pitcher, Bria Martin. Came in earlier than I had expected. First pitch is high for ball 1 to Dawson, who's 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts to left field. And she goes that way again, fouls this one out of play. It's a Chick-fil-A of Gallatin foul ball. So Parmenter goes 5 innings, allows 6 hits, 4 runs, will not figure in the decision. Did not walk a batter. 1-1 pitch, fouled off the screen. Did hit 1 batter and did not get credited with a strikeout. She faced 22. That's lifted out to left center field. That'll get down. Dawson's not going to stop at first. There's a really good chance she's going to stop at second this time. That's how she's got 10 triples. She doesn't stop at bases. And that's a good start to the bottom of the 6th for the Lady Pioneers. A do-dat double. Dawson just reached out and touched that one into left center field. That'll bring up Alyssa Dixon. So Faith Holt still in left. Courtney Lynch is still in center. The new right fielder is former DP and player of the game for the Jackson State, Andrea Porterfield. Aubrey Doris, who was the right fielder, moves in to handle first base duties. As Dixon squares the round to bunt. Pitch called a ball. Dixon, a 2-run homer in the 2nd, flew out to center in the 4th, batting for the 3rd time here in the 6th inning. Freshman from Hazard, Kentucky. Bria Martin, the most appearances for the Jackson State staff. This is her 26th of the year. And she has just walked Dixon. First 2 have reached. +85 innings of work. Martin 48 strikeouts, so not a big strikeout pitcher. Spins one in there for a called strike. 2.94 ERA, though. That's 10th in the conference. And it leads the Lady Green Jay staff, who is 5th in the conference with a 4.47. Squaring around a bunt. Irwin right back to the mound. She'll be retired on a sac bunt. Both runners move up. Score that one 1-4 for out number 1. If you're scoring at home, and if you are, I need to know about it. Send me an email to tresports@gmail.com. Us book nerds need to compare notes from time to time. Kirsten Smith with a chance to give her club the lead heading into the final inning. Takes ball 1. She's over 2. That means she is due. I need a little help from time to time. Got presidential press box here is Dr. Wendy Tossin. So the ball gets by the pitcher. Dawson does not try to advance. Dr. Tossinson in the press box all game long. It's a slow chopper. That's going to score the run, and Smith is going to reach on the ringing RBI single. And VolState takes the lead 5-4. That's going to look like a line drive in my score sheet. Although I do write infield for the infield single. And Caitlin Dillard stands in the left-handed batter's box with Alyssa Dixon on at third and Smith at first. Let's see if Smith's off. Line shot foul. Dillard's 2 for 2. She's got an infield single and a bunt single. Second hit of the inning. Dawson started it off with a double into left center, a walk to Dixon. Sack bunt moved them to second and third, and then the swinging bunt basically by Kirsten Smith allowed Dawson to come in and score. That's between short and third, and Smith gets to second. No, they called her out. Holy cow. I'm sorry. Run does come in. That was an extremely delayed call. So Dillard is Christian Lynn is asking base umpire Ron Hinton if he'll check with Woody Redfern to see if he saw anything different. I'm pretty confident that everybody but Mr. Hinton saw it differently, but apparently Mr. Redfern says, look, that's your call. You have to own it. So give an RBI on a fielder's choice that allows Dillard to reach. Smith is out 7-4. And Abby Merle at the plate takes a called strike. VolState scores 2 here in the bottom of the inning. Is not sure what happened. Abby's looking like she's trying to get ticks off of her. What happened there? What did I miss? Trying to look at the replay to see what I missed. Well, I'm not sure what might have gotten all over her, but she was wiping it off, whatever it was. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Squares the bunt. Pitch is called a strike. No chance she could have bunted that. Not running straight up. Runner taken off her second slide, and Dillard has her second stolen base. Six to 4. Let me make sure I get my score bug working right. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Grounded foul down the third base line. Well, the Toyota of Gallatin player of the game following game one, along with the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. I'll stop the stream for game one, and then we'll start it early for game two. It is sophomore day. We'll have the ceremony here. Chopper to third. Be a tough play for Solace. She's not going to get. And the throw to third is over the head. That's going to score another run. Down to second goes Merle. That was an ill-advised throw, honestly, by both, by Solace and by Doris. First error of the game. Give Merle a single, an infield single. She moves to second on the throw. Dillard comes in to score the third run of the inning on an error by the first baseman. That brings up Mally Grizzle, nearly hit with that fastball. Grizzle looking for her first hit. First error of the game for Jackson State. Popped up. That'll get into the stands. Heads up. So no RBI to Merle. Dillard scores her second run of the game. 1-1 pitch from Martin. Lofted into left field. Faith Holt comes in and makes the catch for out number 3. Productive inning for VolState, aided by Jackson State's defense. But did have one taken away earlier. But they score 3 in the bottom of the 6th, take a 7-4 lead. We'll be back with the top of the 7th. VolState needs 3 outs. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for Jackson State. They trail by 3. Mia Harper in the circle trying to get the victory for the Lady Pioneers. 3 outs before Jackson State could score 3. A half swing there by Aubrey Doris, the new first baseman for Jackson State. She's over 2 with a couple of ground outs. 1 to second, 1 to third. Another half swing. Somebody is getting loud here. Trying to build up the Lady Pioneers. Is vociferous the right word? Is that? Ask our educators here. 1-2 pitch. Fouled at the plate. Irwin could not gain control of that. On deck, Keely Williams, and then back to the top of the lineup for Jackson State. Caitlin Dillard, the left fielder, is shallow and shaded toward the line. Merle shaded to left center field. Dawson playing in right field. Pitch just inside. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Haven't heard this guy all game long, but top of the 7th, he is getting into it. The 2-2. Just, rings her up. Wow. That's a couple balls outside of that plate, probably. But a backward K sets down Doris. That's the first strikeout of the game for Harper and brings Keely Williams, who's over to the plate. Strike called at the top of the letters. Harper just reared back and fired that one in there. The tall Texan from Angelina County in Lufkin, Texas. Just north of Nacogdoches, the oldest town in Texas. Catches that outside corner for ball 1. I lived in Tyler, Texas for 8 years and used to work that area of Texas down in East Texas, pretty area. Highway 59 goes through Nacogdoches. Ground ball right back to Harper. And she'll underhand toss to Maddie Goad for out number 2. The Lady Pioneers 1 out away from getting game 1 victory, but winning game 1 doesn't do anything unless you win game 2, but you got to win game 1 first. That's just how they draw it up. Faith Holt will come to the plate. She's 0 for 3. She's the leadoff batter for Jackson State. Harper pours a strike on the outside corner. 10-3. She's looking to go 11-3. VolState would then have 3 pitchers with 13, 12, and 11 victories on the season. 0-1. Catches the outside corner and Holt. Just thinking it's not a strike where I came from. The 0-2. She's got the sign, and she delivers. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and this one belongs to the Lady Pioneers. VolState wins game 1, a game that takes an hour and 51 minutes to complete. Mia Harper picks up her 11th victory of the year. She goes an inning and 2/3. Does not allow a hit. Strikes out 2. And picks up the victory. Grayson Nealon went 5 1/3, 5 hits, 4 runs. Walked 1, struck out 5. VolState gets their 46th win of the year. It's their 26th in conference, 26-3, as they are now a game away from a win, and they stay in first place. So let's get to our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. See if I can pull that up real quick. We'll go with Proverbs 4:23. It says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23 is your Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Now we'll get to our Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. I want to say Caitlin Dillard. She should have had 3 hits. One of those is a fielder's choice. But Alyssa Dixon scored twice, got the scoring started. Infield single by Kirsten Smith gave VolState the lead. We're going to go with Alyssa Dixon is the player of the game. Her 3rd home run of the year. She finishes 1 for 2, scores twice. And the problem is you win Toyota Gallatin player of the game on Sunday. You had 5 minutes to go pick up your car, but they're not open. They're right across the street from the eastern entrance of Volunteer State. But they're not open, so she doesn't get her brand new Toyota today. Well, that'll do it for game 1. Ball State, a tight game, allows the first runs of the year against Jackson State, but prevail with 3 in the bottom of the 6th to take game 1 of the doubleheader, 7-4. We'll be back with Sophomore Day recognition and game 2 after this short break. We'll carry it right here on the Ball State Sports Network. For Dr. Wendy Tostenson, Athletic Director Bobby Hudson, Head Coach Christian Lynn, this is Tim Ray saying God bless you. Thank you for watching another edition of Vol State Lady Pioneers Softball. Be right back.